Hey, what's going on guys? It's Small Arms here and welcome to my bursting and chinning guide. Alright, in this guide, I'm going to be showing you guys best XP methods per hour on how to burst and chin. I will also be showing you guys some other methods of bursting that will be a little bit slower XP per hour, but you will be making some of your money back so it won't hurt your costs nearly as much. But let's go ahead and get started on the chinning method. Okay, now first things first, I want to cover the quest requirements and the item requirements. Now the only quest you will be needing is Monkey Madness 2. And for item requirements, you're going to want a light source, ranging potions, prayer potions, a teleport out, and optional, you're going to want stamina potions and a bone crusher. Also, as a warning, I do say not to bring too many Chinchampas just in case you end up DCing, you will lose all of your Chinchampas. You do not get to pick them back up. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the gear requirements. So here's the first setup. This is for people that are more on a budget and lower level. I assume most people will have a setup around this, and this is actually the gear and account that I will be chinning on in this video. But here is another setup. If you have a little bit more money, this is a great setup. It's still not the best setup. I will show you the best setup right after this. If you can get Void, definitely get Void. It is tons better than any other range gear for chinning purposes. Getting started here on how to get to the chinning location, here is what I don't like. For every person, this is going to be a little bit different. When you do the Monkey Madness 2 quest, you're going to get a specific route that you need to take. Unfortunately, I cannot show you your exact route, but all the routes will lead to this exact spot, which is pretty nice, and this is a location that you do need to go. So once you're here, you're going to want to climb down this hole and start running east to a specific spot. Alright, as you can see in this room, there's a ton of monkeys in here, and you're going to want to come up to this wall, and you're going to want to run between these two squares right here. And when you run between these two squares, it ends up gathering all the monkeys into one big clump. As you can see, when I right click on them right there, you can see so many monkeys there. And if you keep running back and forth, like I said, they just end up all gathering to one spot. You're going to want to do this every once in a while. And as you can see, the XP drops are pretty huge. It's about 300 or 400 XP every time you throw a Chinchampa. Another thing I do want to say, you're going to want to put it on medium fuse because that's pretty much the rapid attack. I did try using the short fuse. It doesn't seem like it's more accurate or anything, so just use the medium fuse. It's much faster. But yeah, honestly, this is pretty much it. You never want to let your prayer drop below because they will KO you within the matter of a second pretty much. You might even want to bring a Ring of Life. That's all up to you if you're not comfortable with yourself. Now I will say I think its max hit is about a 12. So there's a good chance, even at 99 HP, with a Ring of Life, there's a chance that you might not get Ring of Life out, and it could hit over that. But like I said, sometimes the Ring of Life may save you. But let's go ahead and get into the cost per hours of doing this method and how much XP I gain per hour. Okay, so the cost per hour is 2.6 mil GP spent per hour. This is across the board. It doesn't matter if you're 79 range or 99 range. Now at level 79 range in the low level gear, I managed to get 360k XP an hour. And at 99 range in the best gear, I found myself getting 800k XP an hour. But that's pretty much it for the chinning portion. Now let's go ahead and jump into the bursting side of things. Okay, so here are some of the requirements. What you're going to need for a quest is Desert Treasure. You're going to want to unlock Ancient Magics, obviously. And then for items, you're going to need Prayer Potions, Bronze Darts, Imbued Heart, Rune Pouch with your Burst Runes inside of it, Explorer Ring, that's optional. It's just in case you want to high out some of the items you're getting. A Din's Bulwark, that is also optional. That is also very good for rounding up some of the monsters. I will show you how to do that in one of the clips later. And the Bone Crusher, this is only if you're bursting Dust Devils, and this is just so they'll crush the bones. Again, this is optional. Okay, so jumping into the gear setups, I do want to start off by saying this is the gear setups you're going to want to have if you're bursting the monkeys in the Monkey Madness 2 area. I will show you guys what gear setups you're going to want for Dust Devils, and for NECHRYAELS, that's going to be on the last slide. But as you can see here, this setup is pretty cheap. I mean, it's just like Mystic, Wizard Boots, Barrow's Gloves, and obviously if you don't have Barrow's Gloves, you could get the other tier gloves or something like that. Tormented Bracelet obviously is the best thing. As you can see in this next picture, didn't have a Tormented Bracelet, but honestly, you're going to want to get damage over accuracy, so obviously you want the Occult because that makes your max hit higher, and so does the Tormented Bracelet, and so does a Kodai Wand. And obviously, Ancestral is the best, but they do give the smallest damage increases, so if you are going to be getting Ancestral, make sure you have the Occult and the Tormented Bracelet first. They're a lot cheaper as well, but Ancestral is a little minor compared to those other two items. But definitely get those first two items and then upgrade to this last gear setup. Again, we're talking about the best magic setup for the Monkey Madness 2 monkeys. Okay, so jumping into the gear setup you're going to want for Nechryaels and Dust Devils. Here's how this works. What you want to do is you want magic damage first and foremost, and then you're going to want prayer bonus, and then you want magic accuracy. Because all the monsters in here have only one magic level, their defense to magic is so minor, their magic defense is so bad that you could literally burst them in full proselyte or full rune armor for that matter, and you're still gonna hit them. I'm gonna show you guys how to burst Dust Devils and Nechryaels in this video. I won't be showing you how to burst the monkeys because I showed you how to chin them earlier, and honestly, it's the exact same method, but just in a bursting form. So I figured showing you the mage portion of that is pretty much just extra time on the video, and it's just kind of a waste of your time. But anyways, here's the Dust Devils. Obviously there was somebody here, so that's why they had some stuff on the ground here. But I ended up pulling out my Din's Bulwark, and as I spec'd right here, you can see it kind of grabs some of the other Dust Devils. That's what the Din's Bulwark is for. It kind of just speeds up the process, and then I ended up switching over to my darts to gather up the rest of them. Now you want to run to this exact spot right here and run between these two squares, kind of like in the Monkey Madness 2 part where I was showing you earlier. Again, this does the exact same thing, it just kind of gathers up all the Dust Devils in one spot. And as you can see, they're pretty much all stacked on each other right here, and then you can just start bursting them. As you can see right here, in 15 minutes, I ended up making 264 GP. So you can pretty much times that by 4. What I'm going to do is grab it all at the end of the video and kind of get some calculations on how much XP per hour and cost it's going to cost you. Alright, now let me show you how to burst or barrage Nechryaels. Honestly, I find doing either or works really well. You're always going to profit, at least I do. And I would only recommend doing them on task. Like I said, that goes for the Dust Devils as well. Don't do these off task. You will end up getting crashed by somebody that is on task. It's very easy for somebody to crash you with a Slayer Helm. Now, as you can see, obviously that was a busy world, so I ended up hopping, and on this greater Nechryael right now, I end up bashing him with my Din's Bulwark, and then when I spec him here, it ends up aggroing all of them. So like I said, the Din's Bulwark is super nice and saves some time, but now here are the two squares you're going to want to run back and forth between. Like I said, this is the exact same method, and it's just going to clump up all the Nechryaels in one spot. Now here's something different between Nechryaels. You're going to want to bring Blood Burst or Blood Barrage, because you get damaged doing these quite a bit because of the little minions that spawn. Also, another thing, if you end up getting a superior encounter, you're going to want to switch to Blood Burst because you're going to want to stay alive, and that's going to help you quite a bit. I find that if you don't Blood Burst, the minions will end up doing so much damage to you. Okay, so here's some of the loot that you can expect to get while barraging Nechryaels for about 15 minutes. Now I'm going to run some calculations. Okay, so let's start with the Monkey Madness 2 cave. I found that bursting is going to cost you about 1 mil to 1.2 mil per hour, and you're going to get about 250k magic XP per hour bursting. Now the cost per hour doing barraging is going to be about 2 mil per hour, and you're going to get 300 to 350k XP an hour. These are both extremely fast methods. Honestly, with the cost per hour, since it's so much of a difference, I'd probably go with bursting, but if you're in a hurry, barraging works awesome. Now here's where the bursting takes a turn. For the Dust Devils, the cost per hour, you actually make 800k per hour, and you'll get 120k XP per hour bursting, and the barraging you make 600k per hour and you get 180k, so you make less but you get more XP, so there is a benefit to both of them. It's kind of cool that way in my opinion. I prefer to barrage myself. Now one thing I do want to let you guys know beforehand, if your mage level is lower and you have lower gear, you might not profit, you might just barely break even, which is also really good because you still get the experience. But I just want to let you know ahead of time, if you're not making that much money per hour, Take in mind that I have the best in-slot gear and I am also 99 mage, so it might be a little unfair. Here's some of the information on the Nechryaels and the Catacombs. The cost per hour, you're actually going to make 900k GP per hour, and you're going to get 150k mage XP per hour bursting. The cost per hour for barraging, you're going to make 750k per hour, little less than bursting, but you will end up getting more XP per hour. You will end up getting 220k mage XP per hour barraging. But anyways, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you found it informative. These are all the best places to burst and Chen that you can possibly go to. I'm gonna start making some guides now, so let me know how you guys like this video. Give me some feedback. Do you guys think I should have been more detail oriented? Do you guys think I was lacking something? And also, if you have any more questions on chinning or bursting, just let me know in the comments below and I can try and answer your questions. But till next time, guys, I'll see you later. Peace out.